Welcome to the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Podcast. I want you to be rich. Yes, I want abundant financial success for your business. But I don't just care about your business making money. I care about you too. I want you to be rich in happiness, in the impact you make, in your relationships, and in how you give back. I'm Anna. I built my six-figure business as a side hustle while I was pregnant with my daughter in 2016. Now I've helped dozens of women do the same. I'm here to help you build a profitable, heart-centered, fully booked business with the latest tips on sales and visibility, with proven mindset hacks, and sneak peeks behind the scenes with what's working right now in the online space and in my business. Ready to make more money with heart? Let's go. About 6 months after my separation, I had been going to bar fitness classes just as a way to work on my mental health. Also, that gym had amazing childcare, so it just felt like a great getting out of the house for all of us. And about 6 months after, I looked down and I had abs. As like a mid-30s woman who never in my life really had muscles of any kind. And I don't say this to trivialize women that have been working on their physique and having challenge with it, because I mean, at the end of the day, I really feel like abs and stuff like that is genetics more than anything than hard work, right? I think our bodies are sometimes like predispositioned to certain physiques or whatever. But I just think this is so interesting because I really feel like people at that time in my life really looked at my physique and were like, oh my God, that's so amazing. How did you get your abs? How did you blah, blah, blah? And what I wanted to look at them and say, and what I said to a few people was like, rage built these abs. Like my fury, my frustration, my angst, my grief in those workout classes built it. And I think sometimes we're so jealous of women that have like giant results. But I honestly think sometimes those giant results have been built out of survival, have been built out of spite. Really, my first 6 figures in my business were built on fumes of needing to get out of my marriage, needing to provide for my kids. I was pregnant. I knew I needed to quit my job. Like I did not like my bosses. Like I was ready to get out. Like I really think that rage and like the rage that helps women get insane results quickly, I mean like abs overnight, 6 figures in their first year, is often built on not ideal things. And so what I just want to say to you is if you've been a little slower to build, be grateful that it may mean that your life is not that bad. And I'm not trying to trivialize it either, but I just think it's interesting concept, right? I've been thinking about it more lately because I think, survival and rage built a lot of things in my life and business, but it certainly didn't sustain it. And I had to do a lot of like conscious work with my coach, with my therapist on my own to be able to acclimate to a normal, happy, boring life in peace and not get triggered by that. Not be run by my emotions that say it's not safe to be calm and happy and peaceful. But the other piece has been, and especially a piece I work with a lot of my clients on, how do I motivate myself from a place of peace? How do I motivate myself from a place of when my life isn't going awry, how do I proactively grow myself, right? How do I not be like, oh, I better enjoy this moment of peace. I better enjoy this money right now because more is not on the way. No, more is on the way. So it's safe for me to grow, but not from a place of panic. The other thing I like talk about my clients with all the time is like, how do you grow without being mean to yourself? Like, I think we get in the habit of like, oh, but I should have done this better or that better, and like use that as motivation to grow. And yeah, that's one way to grow, but number one, does not feel very good. Number two, it does not last and you burn out. And so I just wanted to enter this conversation today and with me and you about how do we, number one, motivate ourselves kindly? How do we grow big businesses? And to be honest, I really think that, how do I say this? Like, I think without rage and survival and some of those like lowest Maslow's hierarchy of needs, without those things, I don't think we do grow as fast. But I think that level of growth actually isn't sustainable. And I think we can still grow fast, right? And so for me, I want slow, steady growth. Like I want to be, oh, I made another 6 figure. Oh, I layered on another 6 figures this year. For me, slow, steady growth is where it's at. And so you don't need that sort of the nastiness to happen in your life in order to motivate yourself. So like, let's stop manifesting. Sometimes I think we like manifest crises or like wait to the last minute to work on something because we know we need that last minute energy. We know we need that pressure. We know we don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. We can grow from happiness. We can grow from peace, right? We can know that this beautiful ceiling of abundance and happiness we have now, that there's more to come. I also am someone that is to a fault grateful in my life. What that means is I'm someone that's always been like fairly content, fairly happy, like it's not that bad. Oh, that horrible thing happens. Like here's the sunny side of it, right? Like, and I know that we're all kind of like naturally like glasses half full or glasses half empty people. And I think a lot of times the glasses half empty people are like, oh, it must be so lucky to be a glasses half full person. Yes, but it can also like edge you towards codependence because you're like, everything's fine. I see the bright side. And you're not honestly looking at the truth that like, yeah, but things could be better. Yeah, but maybe it is the other person's fault. Yeah. So the goal here is to really be the glass is in the middle, right? The glass is as it is instead of it's half full or it's half empty, and really working yourself towards that balanced approach. Okay, so back to the rage abs example. So like, for example, for a while, I had a really strong 6-pack, right? Now I probably have like a 2.5 pack, but I'm fine with it. Like that's fine for me, right? For a while, I was growing my business like very, very rapidly. Now it's still growing year over year, but not as rapidly, but I'm fine with that, right? And so I think it's reminding ourselves, like we do one of two things. We either say like, I think we have this like black and white thinking of like, I have to grow like crazy or I'm going to quit my business. Instead of like, what about like slow, steady, sustainable growth, right? I really think that that's the key. Okay, I want to make this a shorter episode so you have time to reflect, but like 2 things. Number 1, if there is something hard happening in your life, something from your past, something from your present, right? Like I think there's like 2 lines of thought, right? But I really think that it's okay for us as women to be upset, to be angry, to say like anger is, I remember when I went during my separation to inpatient treatment, right? I went away for 7 days. I flew to Tennessee. My mom generously watched my kids. They took away my cell phone. And for 7 days, we were doing intensive group trauma therapy. And it was like life-changing and also very hard. But I remember one of the things that my therapist told me was all of the emotions and all of the things that they meant. And I remember she said that anger is just a signal that one of our boundaries is being violated. So when we push down anger, when we push down rage, we're not able to see the boundaries that are violated. So I want you to think about like, what are the things that are like you're angry about in your life right now? Or maybe it doesn't even quite register as anger. Maybe it's irritation. Maybe it's like, oh, I have to tolerate it. Or maybe there's something there, right? You can use that as a way, as fuel for your business. One of my biggest fuels, honestly, now for growing my business is saying F the patriarchy and really helping women create complete financial independence away from men, to be able to create complete financial independence for their children, to be able to live in a world where they're making decisions based on their values and not on money. And we can only do that when we have a lot of money. When we have a lot of money, we can make all of our decisions based on values and ethics. Right? We have resources, we have power in our current economy. In the current moment we live in history, money is a resource, an important resource, right? And that's one of my biggest drivers. Like no matter how much money I have, I will always work, I will always coach because I care so much about the evolution of women. And that drives me, that motivates me from a positive place, even though like it sounds like, oh, I'm an angry woman that's ragey. No. What I'm saying is as long as you're channeling it, I really feel like for me, and even in the beginning when I was like really trying to like build a business to take care of my kids, right? Like for me, when I was really going after my mental health and like trying to work out and focusing there, like I think it's great to channel our rage and our anger in a productive direction. And so permission to do that, permission to decide the channels that you want to channel your anger and rage to, and know that there's nothing wrong with anger. when it is appropriately taken care of, right? I always tell my kids it's like safe to be mad. It's not safe to be mean. But it's okay to be mad. It's okay to channel that passion, right? To channel that fiery energy. The other thing I want to say is, again, this reminder of like, when my life is good, when my life is happy, when my life is peaceful, number one, how do I enjoy it and not create? One of the biggest things I help my clients with that are making like multi-six figures is like not making their business harder or more complicated than it needs to be, because they got their business to the way it was because they kept things simple. But sometimes as we grow, we feel like we need to make things more complex, but it's not true, right? Simplicity is so key, especially if you're in a business like under $1 million, under $2 million. You're allowed to make it on one main visibility platform, on one main sales strategy, on one main offer, on one main niche, on one main website, right? You do not have to make things complicated. And often for me, I shared a reel the other day that like my inner work, my mindset work is much more turbulent when my life is peaceful than when my life is hard. When my life is hard, I'm like, oh, I know how to do this. I know how to survive. I know how to like buckle down. I know how to work hard. But when my life is easy, I have to do a lot of mindset work around like, it's safe for the money to be easy. It's safe for my life to be peaceful. It's safe for things to be quiet. I can manage this discomfort. And it's safe for me to trust myself that I can grow from a place of rest. I can grow from a place of peace. I don't have to have for a long time I had survivor's guilt, right? I feel like I got out of the like conservative Christian, like you have to forever serve men's mental health needs, men's physical needs. I have to like basically never have like a babysitter or a nanny. I have to serve in the church, right? Like when I released a lot of that, I felt guilty for the women in my life and in the world that are stuck in the patriarchy, that really are stuck in conservative Christianity, that are really limited, that are not financially free because of the beliefs they have. And I had a lot of survivor's guilt around it. And I think something that really helped me is realizing that my pain was not helping anyone, right? Like my freedom actually helps them more than anything. And I don't have to feel bad about that. But being able to grow from a place of happiness. Oh, that's what I was saying. Being able to watch my mindset work, right? And be able to acclimate myself to peace. Okay, lost my train of thought. But anyway, I would love to hear from you. Number one, is there something that you are angry about, that you have wholly healthy rage or anger or frustration around, that you want to channel into having momentum in your business or your life goals? The other thing is reminding yourself that it's safe to have like the slow, sustainable growth from, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like gentle parenting, right? I feel like maybe some behavior corrective measures have how you raise children, right? Work better because they like scare the living daylights out of children, right? Like in some ways, like gentle or assertive parenting doesn't scare children as much, so it doesn't quote work as well, but I think it like lasts better into adulthood. I think that same thing about like the way we do business, right? We want to do things in a way like that are lasting, that feel good, and it's safe for you to do, to motivate yourself to sell, to get visible in a way that maybe isn't as fast or isn't as bulletproof action-wise, but in a way that like feels good, in a way that lasts. Some affirmations I have for this around for myself are like, it's safe for me to rest. I build and renew creativity in my sleep, right? As I take time off, as I go to yoga, as I do my dance classes, those are business and money-making activities, right? It's safe for me to turn my phone on brick mode, and it's safe for me to unplug. It's safe for me to unwind. These things build my business too. And it's safe for me to take the time to like find my deeper why, to find my deeper motivation so that I can keep growing in my business. And maybe over time, the why in your business changes. And that's okay. It reminds me of like when I have my clients often like launch their business with like the scholarship method where they give away one spot and then offer everyone else who applied like a light discount. The first time they run it, they're often in a place of like real financial need in their business. Maybe they have business debt. Maybe they are like, I need to like quit my job. And they're like, oh, should I like pick my scholarship winner, from a place of generosity, like the person that needs it the most? And I do think that that is a noble thing to do. And I have definitely done that in my business, right? Being able to support people that are in cancer treatment, like in all different sorts of things. I've been able to pick my scholarships winners that way. But that's when I was in a place of financial stability and really able to give back from a place of clean energy. When you're in the beginning of your business, you should be picking strategically, like who's the person that's going to help me out most in business, right? Who's the person that's going to give me a great testimonial, that's going to get great results, that's going to be an amazing client and help me fall in love with coaching so that I keep coaching, right? Like it's safe for you to be selfish in your business, especially at the beginning. So maybe at the beginning of your business, your why is more rage focused, more, or certain chapters, more selfishly focused, more like I'm here to create revenge for myself, dignity. I'm here to create stability. I'm here to do this for me, for my inner little girl. This is for me. It's okay if your why is like that for some time, right? But then ideally we get to a place where we're like, okay, now I can think about others. Now I can give back to others. Now I can donate money in my business. Now I can donate my time and give back to the people and causes I care about. It's okay for it to be both and for it to change and for it to be dynamic and for it to evolve. I would love to know if you want to share with me what your why is right now in your business. What is your motivation? What is your driver? And how do you do that from a place of like, it's safe for me to be happy and proud and content of where I'm at and want more? And really catch yourself on either side of that, right? For me, again, I err on the side of like, oh, I'm so content. It's like selfish to want more, right? But some women also err on the side of, I want more because where I'm at right now is not enough and I'm bad and there's something wrong with me and I'm took too long and like that sort too, right? Like that happy medium is everything is perfect right where I'm at. Again, unless you're in that like specific moment of like really popping out of something, right? I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm feeling peace. I'm feeling happiness where I'm at. And I want more. And it's not selfish to want more. And I can create more, not from a place of striving, but from a place of driving into my motivation, into my desire, into more freedom, more abundance for women, and just expanding the world. Okay, sending you a big hug. Thanks for hanging out today. Please hit that subscribe button so you can make sure to stay updated anytime a new episode drops. And I would love for you to join me in my free Facebook community. It's called The Heart-Centered Entrepreneur. We discuss the podcast episodes. I regularly go live and do free trainings. And you may even meet your newest biz bestie. So you can join at heartcenteredcommunity.com. It's absolutely free, and I cannot wait to see you in there.